Okay, guys, first thing, right, good result earlier today. All right, it's a draw. Probably felt like could have been a win. Would we all agree?
Yeah.
Right, the good news is, given the results of some of the other matches, right, if we perform in this game, we can go through playing against a team that we've played before and can probably beat. None of that matters unless we can take care of business in this match here, okay? Now, since we've changed from our normal formation into the 3-5-2, we've had some success. Now the 3-5-2, how we play it, has double pivots that sit underneath. We have a 10, we've got 2 wide midfielders, and then our 2 attacking players. All right, I want to walk us through just what this could potentially look like when we're building out of the back. Okay, we have in the past conceded silly goals when teams are pressing high, player for player with us, and we try to play short. All right, the press comes too quick, our support doesn't come fast enough, and we get in bad situations close to our goal where it either leads in a 50-50 challenge, which we don't want with one of our 3 center backs, okay? Or it leads us under some pressure where we make an entry pass in and it gets eaten up by one of their center midfielders, okay? So in order to counter that piece of it, when we build out of the back, I want our shape big here, my 6s. All right, I want us looking at my center backs, the 3 of them, picking 2 of them, and we're gonna sit in between them. All right, this gives us really good countermeasures in case we do play. These gaps are protected because my 6s can now sit in, and now we look more like a back 5. Can everybody see that? Directly out of our build, instead of playing short, I want us to look to aim to find one of our attacking 5. So which is gonna be this layer of 3, our 7, 11, and our 8s, or if we need to go more direct, it's one of the front 2, okay? My first options, because we're very successful in these areas of the field, are to bypass my pivots and the back 3 and find 7-11s high up the field, okay? When that happens, these players are underneath supporting, right? In case we lose that first ball, we need to be there to win those so that we're facing forward and can play into our front 2, all right? I want to talk about a couple of things when we do. I'm going to eliminate these guys for a second. Based on the previous match earlier today, okay? So once we broke their lines and we got into our attacking shape, all right, there's 2 different ways that we are gonna break lines, right? Break the opponent's defensive line in order to score goals today, okay? First one is off the dribble, right? We dribble past the line of defense, whether that's a 1v1 or we're creating 2v1s, making it hard for the defenders to choose. Right, when we take players on 1v1s, okay? Where do we take players on 1v1s in the attacking half?
Wings.
Where?
The wings.
Wings, why in the wing?
Just from balls was constantly going up towards.
Okay, maybe because we're finding those areas a lot easier, okay? So wide areas, what else do we have more of in the wide area? Space. More space, more 1v1s, okay? When we got in these channels here, or with my 9, I'm eliminating these players for now, we did really, really good creating. That's how we scored both of our goals, right? We had some trickery on the ball. We dribbled past the player, toe poke goal, right? Those are the moments where we should be dribbling 1v1 to create chances. However, we did find ourselves dribbling in this area of the field, right? Dribbling in our middle third, right? When that happened, did it lead to goal scoring chances? No. All right, what did it lead to? Huh?
They got the ball.
They got the ball. 50-50 challenges, right? Waste of energy, because when I'm dribbling from this area of the field, I have a long way to go before I'm in front of goal score. All right, so these areas of the field, which is, let's call it 30-ish yards from goal, good areas to go 1v1, okay? Anything past that, in these areas of the field, not so much. Let's move the ball. Let's use our pivots. Let's use our midfield structure to pivot to find those wide channels maybe on the other side, get 30 yards to go 1v1. If we're not going to dribble past defenders, what's the second way that we're going to break lines today? Through balls, passing, okay? What do we need in order for us to get through balls in on goal? Can anyone tell me?
Good runs.
Runs. When do we make runs in behind? Does anyone know the answer to that?
Turnovers?
Winning back
Maybe,
strong.
yeah, turnovers. The other team's turnovers.
Yeah.
When the other team turns the ball over, their shape is big. There's a lot of gaps. What else? What about when my 8, my 7 or 11 are dribbling forward? What do these two players do? Huh?
I was going to say overlap.
Overlapping runs. Right? Get in behind, make runs. So, guys, in the final third, when players are dribbling forward, that's a cue for us to make a run. Okay? Now, we said earlier we're very successful in these areas here. Yeah? In the wide areas. When we get here, who makes runs in the box? Can you guys see the numbers? 10-9. Is that enough? Who else?
8, 7.
Perfect.
Everyone else get chipped up.
And push our lines high. All right. That's going to bring us to the next thing that we're going to talk about, which is the defensive side of the game. Right? What I noticed, right, when we're in this shape, this is a lot of different layers, right? We have a layer here, a layer here, a layer here, a layer here, and then our final layer with our keeper. All right. If we don't compact the space in between these layers, right, they're going to find the ball in between there and cause a lot of different issues for us. So when we get the ball high, we have to push all of our lines up high with it. All right, it protects us if we lose the ball, and then also we can press high right away. All right, we typically did really well when we pushed our lines high because the other team struggled to get out. We'd win the ball here, and then we're making a pass or a dribble and going in on goal. All right, last thing I'm gonna say on the defensive side of things, not only do we want to protect these spaces in between these layers here, we want to protect the spaces horizontally as well. All right, so defensively, especially when we're in this shape here, pinch these players in. Keep your distances between 5-8 yards when we're defending, all right? Especially when we're defending against the opponent's build-up. All right, so when their keeper has the ball and they're in their 4-3-3 shape, right, we shift together, even my front two, and we keep them to the side of the field. All right, do we think we can do that? Awesome, let's break it out. We're gonna say team on 3. You got it? Team on 3.
Team on 3.
1, 2, 3, team.
Thank you, boys.